Hey guys, how are you doing? I wanted to talk to you about this question here. Have you taken the COVID vaccine? 81% said that they had, and 18% said no, and 1% said unanswered. That's of a group of people of maybe 300, 320 people. I think that the 81% is a bit high yet because a lot of people would admit to not taking the vaccine in the current environment. That's my take on it. I wonder, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it will come down because you've got 500,000 elderly, about 1 million children. So those children, which make up the vast majority of the group outside this age range, are going to bring down that 80% because a lot of them are unvaccinated. So we reckon that about 75% of people in the West, and this is a survey of about 300 people, which is about a third of what the Red Sea does. Okay, it's a region and not the whole country, but it gives a big indicator of the way things are. These are real people that we interviewed in the street. So there we go. It's not 93%, it's probably more like about 75%. And we have to say that in Galway City, we had a much lower rate of vaccination because of the sustained campaign that we had here protesting in Eyre Square. So what do you think about protesting, Dara?
Absolutely, it shows that a concerted effort by a small group of determined people can make a big change, and I am very grateful for the 10% difference between Galway and the rest of the country. It's not enough, I'd like it to be more, but I think it's very important and it demonstrates something.
Yeah, that's right. So the next one.
So this one is the question number one. Are you okay with more lockdowns? 67% said no, 32% said yes, and 1% didn't answer. So it's a case of 2/3 of people do not want more lockdowns. This is tremendous news. It's a big win for us, and it's an underrepresented portion of our population.
And we need to stop thinking of this as a contest between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. 70% of people, vaccinated and unvaccinated, oppose the lockdown. That's our position, and this is where we're fighting from. So
who currently represents them in the Irish political spectrum? Who represents 2/3 of the population currently? No one. That's who.
Just us.
Just us, of course. And in the media, who represents them? No one. No one, just us again.
Exactly. And nobody has done this poll. It's indicative that, the Irish Times, Ipsos, Red Sea haven't done this poll. The most important poll in the country to do. The government's done it, and now we've done it, and we have a perspective. We can see what's happening. So this is good news. The vaccines, even though the government has won the battle on the vaccines, they don't work. So they've had very little result out of that one. We have a win here, so this is good. So we'll go to the next one.
This one, it was question number 3. What is your comfort level with lifelong COVID injections? So we gave several options to people to answer this question. 39% of people said no more COVID injections. So almost 2/5 of the population said no more COVID injections. 36% said once every few years. So that'd be fairly typical for someone's attitude towards the vaccine. So between the two of those, you've got 39 and 36. That puts you at 74% of people don't want any more COVID injections. They don't want anything. Go away with your injections. So they have completely lost that argument. Of course, there's one section here, 1%, that would accept injections once a month. And you guys are heroes. You're doing great. Fair play.
Well, it means that some people need protecting from the hysteria, and less than a quarter of all people are willing to accept the government line on this of boosters every 6 months. There are people who are willing to accept an injection, but only every few years. So
this is another big win. The government have lost the narrative. This is their narrative here. Once every few months, 24% of people, same as the lockdowns. That's another massive win for us.
You can't build a surveillance state on that result. So here we go. This is the worrying one. This is where the battle is, and this explains government policy to why they have put so much effort into setting the vaxxed against the unvaxxed. So which one? Yeah.
Well,
you
as
go
David
ahead.
said earlier on, Ipsos haven't done the poll, Red Sea haven't done the poll, but the government has secretly done the poll that tells them that 55% of people would be bothered if we introduced a COVID passport which would exclude people from society, and 44% of people would not be bothered if the excluded people from society would have vaccine passport. The government know these percentages, and that's why they're fighting this battle. They want to try and get a win here on this battle because they've lost the other battles.
Yeah. They're manufacturing discrimination. This is the only way they can win because they've lost the other three battles. So this is where our battle is now. It's constantly shifting. And if we can show you the effects of the hysteria and the propaganda on people, this graph, and this is the final one.
Let me hold this one.
Yeah.
You can talk about that one.
This one will show it. You might read it out there, Darren.
So this one, are you bothered that a COVID passport will exclude people from society? This is the regional and this is the rural towns. So we could see clearly that in the cities that almost 70% of people would be bothered with a COVID passport excluding people from society. But when we went to the rural towns, we discovered that it was almost reversed, where 63% of people would not be bothered if people were excluded from society. So that really told us something about the nature of the propaganda and what's been happening in the rural towns.
And it's the isolated communities that are trapped by the hysteria. You know, they are being manipulated into behaviors which are not natural to them. So this is what we're saying. And in fairness, this is an Irish problem. We interviewed a lot of Polish and African people, and in fairness, they have a much lower uptake of the vaccine, and in all credit due to them, not one of them, of the 7 that I interviewed, wanted to exclude people from society. So this is something that is happening to isolated Irish communities down the country, and this is where the battle's been fought, and this is where we have to win. So we're really calling on everybody, get out into your local parishes, especially during the lockdowns. Everywhere is a place to protest. Everywhere is a place where you can expose the discrimination that's been done to you. You are Rosa Parks. They are discriminating against you. You know, you have all the virtue and you have everything on your side. So this is what we're saying to people. You know, the message which needs to go out to the Irish people down the country especially is, what are you like? Really, you know, are you really going to do this? And so that's the that's how we're going to win. For all the people who are a bit shy, fight it in the comment sections, you know, because this is where we need to win.
And this is a winning hand also. We are in a very strong position here in the cities. We need to bring it out to the rural towns and explain to them the language that is around fascism, where it leads to, and how very quickly, you know, one group can be expanded into another group. Nobody has any difficulty understanding the dangers of this kind of attitude and where it leads to. So we just need to bring it home to those people.
And we are the people of the sophisticated Ireland. You know, we have been called all kinds of names, acting anti-vaxxers, far right and all kinds of things. But we represent the modern, sophisticated, open-minded society of progressive Ireland. So that's the message we need to keep on promoting, and we need to oppose government manufacturing, discrimination, inequality, and all the things which they have opposed for the last 30 years. Because if you can discriminate against us, you can discriminate against anyone. Nobody's safe. So that's the message, and we need to bang it out there every chance we get. So thanks for listening.
All right,
God
guys.
bless you.
God bless.